All right, today we are diving into one of the shortest, but maybe one of the most intense books in the entire Bible to unpack a really powerful story about pride, betrayal, and, well, the pretty severe consequences that always seem to follow.
So the whole vision of Obadiah really kicks off with this single, incredibly arrogant question. It's a challenge, right? Thrown down from a place of what they think is absolute, untouchable confidence. But as we're about to see, it's a question that's going to get a devastatingly direct answer.
So who exactly is asking this question? Well, our story opens and we're introduced to the nation of Edom. And if Edom were a character in a play, its one defining trait would be this overwhelming, almost fatal sense of its own invincibility.
We get this really vivid image of Edom as a nation that's literally built into mountain fortresses. They're dwelling in the clefts of the rock. So from this perch, way up high, they're looking down on the rest of the world, feeling physically, and you better believe metaphorically, completely untouchable.
And the text just takes this pride and elevates it with this powerful metaphor. Edom is compared to a great eagle soaring so high that it builds its nest among the stars themselves. I mean, what a poetic way to say we think we are beyond the reach of any power on earth.
And then bam, just as quickly as that pride is established, it's met with this stark, divine rebuttal. This one line just shatters their whole illusion and sets up the central conflict of the story. Turns out, a nest among the stars offers absolutely no safety. A great fall is coming.
Okay, but why such a severe judgment? I mean, what could Edom have possibly done to deserve this? Well, the prophecy reveals that their pride wasn't just simple arrogance. It was the fuel for a profound crime, a betrayal of family.
And here it is. This is the crucial point. Edom, who descended from Esau, is condemned for violence against thy brother Jacob, who, as you know, represents the nation of Israel. This isn't a conflict between strangers. This is a story of deep, personal, familial betrayal.
And the text does not hold back. It lays out this damning list of charges, one after another. Edom didn't just stand by. They actively participated. They looked on during their brother's disaster. They rejoiced over the destruction. They looted the city. And then, worst of all, they hunted down the survivors, cutting off their escape and handing them over to the enemy. It was a complete and total betrayal.
So, with the crime clearly established, the prophecy turns to the consequences. And listen, this isn't random punishment, it's a form of poetic justice, designed to perfectly mirror the crime. This verse, right here, is the thematic core of the whole judgment. It's a direct statement of cosmic justice, a principle of reciprocity. What Edom gave out is exactly what it's about to get back.
And you see this principle play out perfectly. Edom betrayed its brother. Well, now its own allies are going to deceive them. Edom plundered Jacob's wealth. Now its own hidden treasures will be sought out and taken. The very friends they trusted will be the ones who turn on them.
And the downfall is total. It strikes every single pillar of their society. Their famous wisdom, gone. Their mighty warriors, paralyzed with fear. The text is crystal clear. The prophecy declares that everyone will be cut off by slaughter. All of this, the pride, the betrayal, the justice, it's all been building to the final act of the prophecy, an ultimate reversal of fortunes, where the victim becomes the victor, and the proud are brought down to nothing.
So in stark contrast to Edom's fate, the text declares that Mount Zion, the symbol for Jacob's people, will find salvation. While Edom is facing total annihilation, Jacob is promised deliverance and restoration. It's a complete flip.
The prophecy uses one last, incredible metaphor to describe the final outcome. The house of Jacob becomes a raging fire, a consuming flame. And the house of Esau, that's Edom, they are nothing but dry stubble in its path, destined to be devoured until not a single one remains. And so, the reversal is made complete. The text lists out all the territories that Jacob's people will now possess, including the lands of their former enemies. And most symbolically of all, they will take the Mount of Esau itself, claiming the very source of their brother's pride. And that's how the prophecy concludes. See, it's not just about the fall of one nation and the rise of another. After all the pride, all the betrayal, and all the poetic justice, the story ends with this definitive statement about where true power actually lies. And it really forces us to ask, right, whether for a nation or for an individual, what happens when pride becomes the foundation? And what is the only foundation that can truly last?